Hello everyone. Today I want to share some of my thoughts on I Ching. It's been over 2 months since I started my presentations on hexagrams of I Ching. I often ask myself why it's so difficult to explain them. When I decided to bring I Ching to English world, I knew it's hard. Well, actually, it's harder than I thought. But it should be easy because "yi" in Chinese means easy. Fuxi showed people trigrams about 5,000 years ago. King Wen of Zhou derived hexagrams from them and wrote judgments over 3,000 years ago. I Ching was written in ancient Chinese, so in order to understand it, we should imagine the daily life of the people living along the Yellow River over 3,000 years ago, and the problems King Wen had to deal with. It is hard, but it is just normally hard. I found something fundamentally hard. That is, I Ching was built on totally different assumptions. I Ching has totally different paradigm. In our daily life, we made decisions, formed opinions, took actions. We barely examine ourselves why we made such and such decisions and why we had such and such opinions and why we took such and such actions. We are way too busy to do such useless efforts, and who does it anyway? I cannot speak for anyone else, but I did so when I reflected on my decisions, opinions, and actions. I found myself a rational person. Use my knowledge, use logical thinking to back up my decisions, opinions, or actions. To quickly go to the very fundamental statement that I made my decisions, opinions, or actions. That is the dualism. In the universe, it is human versus nature. It's a binary world. Now look at the I Ching. Fuxi presented trigram to people. King Wen of Zhou made hexagrams from trigrams. For them, the world is not binary. It is trinary. Therefore, I Ching is trialism. The sky, the ground, and the human are three powers. It was called 三才 in Chinese. To Fuxi, the complicated world could be reduced to three powers: the sky, the ground, and the people. It made complicated world easy to understand, so he named it easy. Why Fuxi did not further combine the sky and the ground into one power, so further simplify it into a binary system, I do not know. I wish I could do a time travel back 5,000 years ago to ask him this question. Some time ago, I read the sci-fi novel The Three-Body Problem. and watch the Netflix series Three-Body Problem also. Recently, I asked the AI about three-body problem. Quickly realized adding one more object to the binary system made it so hard. If it is possible to calculate the movements of three-body system, it is very hard. May need all the chips and the electric powers. So it makes sense to me now that Fuxi called it easy. He had made three-body systems easier to approach. Comparing dualism to trialism, it is like to compare arithmetic with advanced mathematics. I Ching could lift us from binary world to trinary world only if we are willing to be raised up. I believe lots of people felt difficult to understand me. It's not your fault, but mine. I did not explain hexagrams of I Ching clearly. The good thing is there are hundreds of books published to explain I Ching. Please grab one of those books if possible. What I really hope is that more and more people start to pay attention to this classic book called I Ching. This book presented the world differently. We have to keep an open mind. It is not easy reading, but I believe you can do it. Get on top of Mount Everest is not easy. Once you stand on the top, you will see the splendid scene. Let's work together, continue our journey. If Fuxi can do it, if King Wan of Zhou and his son Duke of Zhou can do it, we can do it. Next time, I'll talk about ninth hexagram, 小序. Bye now.